Okay, what's up, my loves? This is another episode of Keeping It Real with Jess J. This is the review for Teen Mom OG Season 7, Episode 12, Something Blue. I have vowed this week that I'm going to get up to date with every single one of my reviews, so I appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch these. All right, let's get right into it. So, Mackenzie and Ryan are preparing for their I Do redo, and I have to be honest and say that I'm here for it. In 2018, even though they filmed in 2017, I'm all for doing what makes you happy. And I think Mackenzie felt that she kind of got slighted during the first, exchange of nuptials because Ryan was under the influence and he needed to go to rehab and he hadn't done that. So she's like, you know what? I want to do it up. I can't even talk right now. I'm trying to get this all out. Sorry, y'all. She's like, I want to do it again. I want to do it bigger. I want to do it better. And it is nothing wrong with that. So I'm completely here for it. Did anybody peep when Deborah was on the phone with her fiance? He rushed her off the phone really quick. And I think that he wants nothing to do with the show. I think that he has encountered Farrah. Well, probably has done research on her before he started dating or before he proposed to Deborah. And he knows, like, what a monster the show can be and how Farrah is. So he doesn't want anything to do with the show because he is still, I think, a practicing doctor. I think that he doesn't want to be affiliated or at least negatively affiliated because it could affect him professionally. So he keeps his interactions on film very limited. And I think that that's a smart idea. Sometimes you have to make sure that you protect your brand. And he seems to be an established doctor. So why not? Like, you want to make sure that you're still able to make your coin if this show stop rolling or not. So I'm not mad at him. I just think that Deborah should be smart and not take those calls on TV because it really looked like he kind of pushed her to the side. And that's kind of embarrassing because you all are preparing to get married. So I think that she should stop trying to force him to be on film because it's obvious that he does not want to be. All right. When Amber was at the doctor and she was getting the ultrasound done for her new baby, did anyone notice the tattoo that she had of Leah? I was like, oh my God, that is beautiful. Now, I have tattoos myself, but when I have my first baby, I don't know if I could go through that pain. So, Amber, big ups to you. You are the real MVP for that tattoo. And it was just like a really warming moment when she found out that she was having a boy. I really do like that Andrew was there and also that her mother was there because when she delivered the information to her mom, it wasn't like, hey, congratulations. It was like, are you serious? Are you for real? So I think that her showing support for the first ultrasound or the first one that we've seen on film was really, really big. And I thought that that was just a really nice family moment. Going back to Farrah and Deborah. You can tell that Farrah has negatively influenced her daughter because it's almost like she pushes Sophia to say things that she doesn't want to say because she has or she feels a certain way about Deborah and her fiance and Deborah getting married and all of that jazz. But kids are still innocent. Kids are going to love their parents. Kids are going to love their grandparents. If nothing negative has been done to them, kids are just innocent. They're not really affected by the cruelties of this world just yet, most of them. And they just want to be loved and they just want to love others. So you can tell that Sophia still really loves her grandmother. And when she was by herself with Deborah, she was like, I do want to go to your wedding. And it was a tender moment, but it was really heartbreaking because during this whole season, we've seen Farrah taint her daughter. And she might not think that what she's doing is big right now, but your daughter's going to remember that. And is that really what you want? You've already caused a rift between you and your mom tries everything in her power to repair it. Do you want your daughter to look back when she's old enough to make cognitive decisions and say, Mom, like, I really wanted to be there for Grandma when she got married, or why are you and Grandma always fighting? Like, she's going to get to the age where she recognizes these things. And it's really unfortunate because I don't think that Farrah sees it that way, and it's just not really the best thing. When there was the exchange of vows between Mackenzie and Ryan kind of freelanced when it came to his vows, and I thought that was kind of shitty because you could tell Mackenzie took time on those vows. You could tell that she really meant it from the heart, and he was just kind of like, I'm a wing it, I'm gonna say whatever. And it showed. It was like, Next, let me go to next before I say too much. Also, at the wedding, Ryan and Mackenzie got into it about finances. And I was kind of like, damn, like, y'all ain't gonna even wait a month in. Even though this is their redo and they've been married for a while. Like, he was getting in her ass about that money while they was dancing. Like, what, you had some thousands and now you talking about you got 100. Where did all the money go? And she was like, Ryan, I explained to you. He like, where did all the money go? And you know, they say finances and romances are the top two things that will dissolve a relationship or a marriage if you're not careful. And I strongly believe that. So it's not really the best of signs that they were having issues on the day of their I do redo regarding finances. Butch and recovery. That's a tough topic because on one hand, when you encounter someone who has, or like they're not even in recovery, they need to get in recovery, and you see them like doing the same thing, the same hurtful and damaging behavior over and over and over again, you want them to get help, but then you're like, okay, well shit, you gotta want to help yourself. Like, it's only so much that I can do. It's only so many steps that I can take before you decide that you're actually going to do it and do it for real this time. Butch is up in age. And when I say that, I mean up in age to the point where, like, you know better. And when you know better, you do better. But he seems to have a really hard time with staying off of the drugs. I don't know what his triggers are. And I'm not going to judge, because I think that life sometimes kicks people's ass and people deal with it in different ways. And I think for Butch, some of the ways that he's chose to deal with what's transpired in his life is by going to the drugs. But what people have to realize is when you do stuff like that, it doesn't just affect you. It directly affects everybody around you. And his kids are suffering. His grandkids are suffering because they see grandpa and dad not at his most effective self. I'll say it that way. So it's just like, I really hope that he's able to get it together, because not only is he continuing to hurt people that he loves, a lot of money has been spent this last round of recovery, or I should say rehab. So hopefully things go the way that he needs it to. With Gary and Amber, when they were throwing the birthday party for Leah, I really like the fact that they've come a long way. They have come a long way. And I think it speaks volumes that they're both able to be mature enough to co-host a party for Leah. That's really big. And I think it's something that she needs to see. Even though mommy and daddy didn't make it down the long haul, and I have a new stepmom and possibly soon a new stepdad, mom and dad can still come together to celebrate me. And that's really, really big. Speaking of that, Leah's 9 years old. I've been watching this shit for a long time. I'm really kind of wondering, where's the cap gonna be? Because I did see previews for a new Teen Mom, like a third one that they're trying to do. So I'm wondering, like, is birthday 10 gonna be when they kind of cut it off and end Teen Mom OG, and then do the same with Teen Mom 2? I'm kind of wondering, because I'm like, how far are you all gonna stretch this? And probably for them, they're like, as long as the fans want to continue to see it, but we'll see. So Deborah was waiting in the car for Farrah for over 30 minutes. And instead of her apologizing for being late, she went off on one of the producers. And the producer was like real nice. And you could tell she was trying not to get all overwhelmed and stuff, because she was turning red. But she's really good, because she, like, what, you don't apologize to her. The reason why, that's why I say nobody in Farrah's life has ever called her on her shit. Nobody. And that's why she keep doing the stuff that she doing. It is not okay to talk to people like that. It is not okay to treat people like that. When I saw that scene, I had to rewind it. I was like so freaking mad, because you sitting up here trying to have a fit just because you upset, so you want to transfer your negative energy to someone else. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. When they were at Mackenzie and Ryan's wedding and the liquor was flowing, because I was like, ooh, people got that liquid courage in them, and they just be happy, like, the world is our oyster and let's all be happy. And Jen was talking to Macy and she was like sharing all these tender moments. And I'm like, oh, that is really sweet. And Jen was saying how she still thinks of Macy as her daughter. I think that Jen and Larry have always been like sweet. I think they've always been good to Macy. I think they've always been good to Bentley. And that's why it was really sad and hard to watch when they were having a situation where they were not letting Bentley they were not letting Bentley go over to Jen and Larry, because they have been, from what I see, awesome grandparents, and they've definitely been present and done the best that they can to stay as neutral as possible, considering that Ryan is their son. So I just think that it's just really nice. And then when Larry did his speech, I was like, this is so sweet. Like, it was just like a really tender moment. So Tyler drops Butch off at rehab, and they're explaining all of the processes and how they can share the information with Tyler, but only with Butch's permission. And Butch is all gung-ho the first day and saying that he's going to do it, and he starts tearing up even though he I think it was crack, like 3 or 4 days before. So I'm just like, fingers crossed that it works. And that he works the system, that he puts in the time and the work that goes into rehab and getting clean and sober that he needs to. Like, I sincerely hope that, because I think that Butch has a lot of potential and it needs to be tapped into. But that potential really can't be tapped into until he's clean and sober. And when Tyler hugged his father, he was crying. I felt that in my heart, because I think that Tyler has wanted this for so long, just like for so long Kate wanted her mom to be clean for so long. And, you know, you desire to have a positive relationship with your parents, and that hasn't always been the case for either of them because of the influence of drugs that have been present in their parents' lives. So I'm really hoping that it works. That's all I got for this review. Again, I want to thank everyone that takes the time to listen and to watch my reviews and just any video that I post up. I thank you so much. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, please place them below. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. We'll definitely talk really soon. Until the next time that we speak, you already know, stay peaceful and blessed. Bye.